Start. In regard to the first contention, it cannot be in doubt that time can be made the essence of the contract by subsequent notice given by any one of the parties to the contract, even though section 55 of the Indian Contract Act does not provide for such a notice. Stop. It is of course necessary that if the notice wants time to be made essence of the contract, it must expressly or by necessary implication say so. Stop. Any such notice ought to fix a reasonably long time requiring the other side to perform his part of the contract. Stop. The question whether the time prescribed in the notice is or is not of the essence of the contract would naturally depend upon the facts and circumstances of each case. The mere fact that the notice gave a certain time to perform the contract would not necessarily lead to the conclusion that the time prescribed was the essence of the contract. Stop. In all such cases, the court has to look to the pith and substance of the notice and not at the letter of the notice and decide as to whether time was or was not essential to the subsistence of the contract. Stop. The real intention of the party who gives notice must be clear from the notice itself. Stop. It may in certain cases be necessary to rely upon surrounding circumstances. Stop. Nevertheless, one has to largely look to the notice itself. Stop para. This court has considered the submissions advanced by learned counsel for the appellant and perused the record. Stop. It is true that section 55 of the Contract Act makes it dependent upon the intention of parties whether time is of the essence. Stop. That intention has to be gathered from the terms of the contract, not just going by the letter of it, but by construing the contract as a whole. Stop. The consideration of surrounding circumstances may also be relevant in certain cases. Stop. Here, there are circumstances attending the contract that make it imperative to look beyond the four corners of it. Stop. The most important circumstances is the relationship between parties in the transaction and the ensuing litigation that has given rise to the compromise decree. Stop para. It is contended that the learned district judge by the order of 19th September and also by his order of 13th September allowed an extension of the time and that he had power so to order an extension and therefore, the depositing of the decretal amount on the 22nd September fulfilled all the requirements of the agreement and the sale should have been set aside. Stop. In the order sheet, there is no order for extension of time, semicolon. There are orders that an inquiry should be made whether the amount had been deposited or not, and when the appellant brought the money into court and asked leave to deposit it, the learned district judge allowed the deposit, but he did not express that by that deposit the terms of the agreement would be held to have been fulfilled.